watching ZTV on the Higher Learning Network. Got your head right.
Hey, yeah, this is Jodi Suson with Suson Essentials. We have Zelda Speaks from the Higher Learning Network. Yay! So,
Hi there.
I'm excited that you have chosen to get the BAUD.
I'm more than excited because I've been saving for it.
Well, yeah, and the thing is that it's the best investment that you can make in your mental health, right?
Investment in self.
Investment in self.
Yes.
People have always asked me, they said, how much money are you investing in yourself lately, right? And a lot of times leadership professionals will ask that because they need people to start thinking about if you really want to move forward, you have to invest in yourself. And you and I are both like that. We like to invest in ourselves.
You either spend it now or you spend it on the backhand with a prescription, and I just prefer this way.
Yeah. Actually, I have a little note right there. It says, if you do not make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness.
Yes.
Hashtag read that again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to read that again. I don't want to make room for anything but health and wellness. So.
Okay, so for listening audience, what Zelda got was this BAUD. It's a bioacoustical utilization device. It was created by Dr. Frank Lawless. And we'll just make this first part fast, and we're going to do these in small snippets so that you can absorb at your own pace, okay? So it's battery operated, super easy. Takes 2 AA batteries, and you just slide that thing back in, kind of like, depending on what generation you're from. Was it a transistor radio
Something
type thing?
like that.
Yeah. I know. Okay. So that's really easy. And then you get yourself a pair of headsets. It does come with like little earbuds.
Yeah.
You want to show those?
It came with these.
Yeah. And those will work, but I get these. You can go to Amazon and get these JVC ones, or you can also go to Five Below. Yeah. Right?
And put them in your ear. But I like the whole experience, so I prefer the headphones. You
Yeah.
know, everybody's different.
And we got pink, because Zelda loves pink. So there. All right, so this is super easy, right? You've got a headphone jack, so it's just going to go in here. Your on and off button is here, right? So Zelda, so go ahead and put the headset on, and maybe just put it around your neck for right now. But that's how you'd wear it at your ears. But if you're very sound sensitive and you still want to use the BAUD, you can
put them around your neck.
Yep, put them around your neck.
Like that, like that.
Well, so I like to maybe have it more on the skin, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, it's vibration, so vibration is going to hit you. Yeah, and you don't worry, you don't get bzzzt.
No, that's just me being silly.
Yeah, so so let's take a look at this. So what you have here, and we'll just show, we have the 2 top buttons and the 2 bottom buttons. And the 2 bottom buttons are for your volume, right? So we're going to let Zelda take control of her own health. And so she's going to decide how loud she wants the 2 bottom buttons to be. And the most important thing, Zelda, is that you want it to be as equal on the right
as it is
on the left for the sound, for the volume.
Okay.
And the louder you can make it is better, because it gets deeper into the tissues and cells.
Okay.
It gets your brain's attention.
Okay.
Okay, that's what we're doing. We're trying to wake up that brain.
Okay.
Right? And don't judge yourself. Right? Give yourself grace. If you're going to start at 2, do 2.
Okay.
Right? If you need to be at 3, I have some people go to 6.
Wow.
Right? That's your choice in the matter. You don't have to be them, be you.
Okay.
All right? So we'll do that. And then what we're going to start Zelda off is on the 2 buttons here, 2 and 2. So for the listening audience, right? So these are these top 2 buttons. And you'll notice here one has a red ring around it. The other one has a yellow ring around it. Yep, there you go. Wing. Thank you. And you want to show the yellow?
I'm the Urbana White.
Yeah, you are, Dolly.
I'm your Zelda Black.
You're Zelda Black, Vanna White.
And there's the one with the yellow ring.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, Andrew's usually Vanna White. He's male, but he still gets to be Vanna. There you go. So the red one is what they call the disruptor. The yellow one is what they call the frequency. So in this case, we're just going to do 2 and 2. It's great for people who have post-traumatic stress disorder, and then you can just run it like that. So let's go ahead and just, show them, and then we're going to do another session here in a couple minutes, and we're going to show you how to take it to another level.
Okay, so the bottom ones, I need to start on 2?
Well, the bottom ones are going to be the volume.
Oh, that's the volume, okay.
Mhm.
And the top one is the top ones, the left and the right, the red and the yellow are the ones where the baseline, we should start at 2?
2 and 2 is
2 and
for PTSD. So everyone's got some sort of trauma
Yes,
that they're
they
trying
do.
to recover
Yes,
from.
they do.
So to keep it easy and keep it simple,
We'll
we're
start
going
at
to
2.
2 and 2 just for this one session, and then we can show you how to take it.
Remember Chuck Woolery? We'll be back with 2 and 2.
It's also
Okay.
the peace sign.
Peace out. No,
Peace
we're
out.
not peace out. Not just yet. Right now.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to turn this up. I don't hear anything.
Well, we need to turn it on.
Oh, that radio.
So I'm going to put this down to 1 because we don't want to blow out your ears.
Okay,
so here's
please.
the on button.
Okay. There's the on.
Mm-hmm.
You see the on button there? Got it? Okay. And then I'm turning. Oh, okay.
Yep.
And then in this ear, I need to. Okay. So it's at 1.
Mm-hmm. And as long as it's
And
the
now
same
it's
volume,
at
yeah.
2. Starting at 2. Ooh, go back. So they need to be equal, right?
Equal sound on both sides. Yep.
They're equal.
Okay. And so why don't you go ahead and put those at your neck for right this moment, and I'm
Okay.
going to teach you and the rest of the audience what you want to do.
Okay.
So we all have traumas, right?
Right?
Life is filled with them. Small ones, big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Pick the one that you want to pick,
Okay.
and what you're going to do is just get a
Choose-
spiral. Yeah. Piece of paper.
Piece of paper.
Right? And I prefer
Not
that
your
you-
laptop, not your cell phone, not your iPad.
Yeah. You want to connect your brain, right, to the paper, and I want you to use pencil, and there's a reason for it, and we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But you're going to write, you don't have to tell me,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever listening out, you don't tell anybody what your trauma is, okay? You just start spewing, literally spewing on paper.
Mm.
Don't worry about languaging. Don't worry about commas. I don't care about any type of punctuation. It doesn't have to make sense, okay? And then after you're done writing this all out, you're going to read it back to yourself, okay?
Okay.
Now, what I'm going to ask you, and we're going to take a pause here, but what I'm going to ask you, not tell us what the trauma is or what the upset is, but on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you want to write about, and what level of upset do you have, or anxiety or stress?
Well, can I tell you what the trauma is?
If you want to, because it's going to be on for the world to hear.
It's okay.
Okay, sure.
The one that sticks out most in my mind is the reason why I always felt unlovable. Because when my mom passed when I was 9, I was sent to live with an aunt. My brother had just gotten married, and his wife did not want children.
Oh, okay.
So that means she did not want me and my little brother and my other sister. They're grown, they're gone. So being shipped to live south with an aunt, not the south side of Chicago, but Mississippi, being sent there, all of that unlovingness, for lack of a better word, abandoned.
Right, being abandoned and being told that you're not lovable.
You're not lovable because we don't want you. We're going to ship you south like rich people do, send their kids off to boarding school.
Right.
So that's how I felt.
And it wasn't even boarding school.
No, it was a cotton field.
Yeah.
It was a freaking cotton field. And so it's like now I gotta go deal with slave labor. I'm picking cotton. I know y'all don't believe it, but it's the
So I
it's the
want you to
truth.
tell people how much you were being paid to pick cotton and what year it was, please.
I never got anything, but my aunt got 50 cents for me from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
50 cents for
50
12
cents.
hours. For
and
12 hours.
and that's on a good day.
And what year was this?
1969.
Okay. Just saying.
And if I was a good girl, which I never was a good girl because I couldn't pick a croaker sack full of cotton, which was 6 feet long and about 2 feet wide, I never made that. You would get $2 for that. I never got it.
So slavery.
Slavery.
Yeah, in our generation.
Yeah, that it was slavery to me because I didn't get paid a dime.
Child labor.
Yeah.
All sorts of things we can
Oh yeah.
label that one
Oh
with.
yeah. Yeah.
So what we're going to do, on a scale of 1 to 10, how upsetting is that for you?
Right now, it's not upsetting, but it's always in the back of my mind.
So it's a resonance.
Yes.
It's a frequency.
It's always in the back of my
And
mind.
how is that, where is that frequency in your thinking? Like, where does that put you?
It leads me to procrastination a lot. Even though I've written 5 books, 5 ebooks, I just know that there's so many more in me. I just know there's so much more work that I have to do. And the moment that I get the opportunity, I drag my feet. The moment that I get an opportunity, someone will contact me and say, we want you to do this for our corporation. And I'll find something else to do. I get busy doing other things, knowing that this is going to put money in my pocket. But there's that seed in my head that's
that
been
you
planted.
don't get paid for your work.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you could get rid of that,
Yes.
that's what you want to write about.
Yeah.
And a prevalence of how it's showing up in your life, that's got to be like a 10 or a 12.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What number
'Cause
do you
it
want to
stops
give
me.
it?
I gotta give it a 10 because it stops me every single day. Every time I get busy, I'm opening up the computer to respond to the invitation. Oh, somebody contacted me. Let me take care of this and I'll get back to that. And it takes me a week to get back to it. And they're waiting for an answer from me.
Yeah, so if something's got money on it, everything else waits for me.
That's the way it should be.
Okay, so we're going to pause here, and Zelda's going to do some work, and then we're going to come back. So it's about 12 minutes in, and thank you. That's a phenomenal story. And I want to tell you that the goal is to get you down to 0. You may not get to 0 on the first session. Some of these sessions you can, if it's a smaller trauma, 1 session, 20 minutes, you're done. And if it's a longer, lifelong trauma, it could take like 4 sessions, and that's still okay. That's 80 minutes. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Each session should be about 20 minutes. All right.
I'm cool with that. I can work with that. I've waited 60 plus years. I think I can wait a few more.
You can wait 20 minutes?
I can wait 20 minutes, 20 years.
All right. No. We're going to do it much faster than that.
Okay.
We don't have time to waste.
No, ma'am.
All right.
Let's get busy.
Bye.
Holla.
So this is Zelda Speaks with the Higher Learning Network, and she's just writing
Are you
what
saying something to me? Because I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just videotaping you. So Zelda is writing what she needs to say to get off her chest and to do a reset on the neural network to not have her be triggered by her past.
Hi, we're back.
Yeah, we are. And so this
I'm
is
all balled up. Remember the song Booed Up? Well, I'm balled up. There's a song called Balled Up.
Yeah, I know. You know I love you, right?
Do we need to start this over again?
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
No, because you bring the joy.
Oh,
right?
okay.
You bring the joy home.
Gotcha.
Okay. So Jodi Suson, Suson Essentials, Zelda Speaks with the Higher Learning Network. And again, so Zelda, you just completed 10 minutes of, let me just do this. She was just writing everything, and we're not going to read that here.
Okay. Actually, page and a half already.
Right, and so just the first 10 minutes, and you were at a 10 in terms of like how the resonance of that frequency of that experience showed up for you. Where do you feel that you're at now?
I would say I'm halfway there.
10
And
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my life experiences taught me that you might not want to hold on to that, but even though it's still there, I'm trying to work with it and be as forgiving as I can. So that's what my writing was. reminded me to release that by forgiving them. I'm writing them a thank you letter. And in doing that,
Wow.
that's what
That's what you're called to do.
That's what it came to.
So I
me
just
as.
want to just say this for everybody. Zelda vibrates very, very high, and she's done a lot of work on herself over the years, way before I got to her. So that's huge. That's huge.
And I don't want to forgive them, but there's something in me that tells me it's going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt the person that said something negative to me. Because they're dead and gone. I'm in my 60s. I was 9 then, so I'm sure he's dead and gone.
Well, and it's taking up rent in your head.
Yes.
And you're not actually getting paid for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's not paying rent here in my head either.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
one's
yeah.
paying you for taking
Yeah.
up the rent.
Right.
And so in 10 minutes, you were able to go from a 10 to a 5.
Yeah, because I was at a 10 just thinking about it.
Right. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go through the next step, and Zelda's going to have the option to write more, if you feel the need to write more.
Get it out of me, put it on paper.
And when you're done writing more, then I want you to take this paper, this page and a half, which will probably be a couple pages, or 3 or 4 when she's done. And if you don't have as much to write, no judgment, right? Like, just be you, right? Be you.
Right.
Then you're going to read it
Okay.
to yourself.
Oh, to myself.
Oh, yeah, you're going to read it to yourself.
Sorry, you don't get to hear.
No.
That's in another show.
Yeah, and so you're going to read it to yourself while wearing the BAUD.
Oh.
We're taking it deeper and deeper.
Okay.
And then when we're done reading it and we think that we're completely done and we're at, let's say, a 0,
Okay.
then we're going to burn it with the BAUD. And that's one of the reasons that we use pencil, okay? I want you to use pencil because pencil will burn, like lead burns.
Oh.
Ink does not, it melts.
Oh.
We want to send this up to source. We want to send this up to
Oh.
God.
Okay.
We're getting rid of it.
Okay.
Saying
Good.
bye-bye.
Good. I need to get rid of it. Bye-bye now. Let's do it, Fluid.
Hi.
We're back.
We're back. Jodi Suson with Suson Essentials and Zelda Speaks with the Higher Learning Network. So, Zelda, you just did another 10 minutes of the BAUD, which is the bioacoustical utilization device. And you were talking about a childhood memory. And I'm just going to take the floor here.
That childhood memory was when I was 9 or 10, somewhere around there. My mom died. I was sent south to live with an aunt in Crenshaw, Mississippi. It's about 60 miles south of Memphis, Tennessee. And she was a sharecropper. And if you wanted to eat, you had to go to the field. So we're at the field at 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night, with a break at lunch, 12 o'clock. And after we've picked cotton for 12 hours, then we go to the cotton gin to have it weighed to see how much we had in the crocus sack, and I never had enough. I may have gotten a dime. I never got up to a quarter. And the first day, my load of cotton was so light, it should have been heavy, 6-pound bag, 6-foot bag long, 2 inches wide. It should have been what it wasn't. And at the cotton mill, I call him the cotton master because he was the man who ran the cotton gin. And he looked at my aunt, he was like, that's all she got? And she been here 12 hours? Oh, that little old nigga girl over there, she ain't gonna never be nothing. She ain't gonna never be nothing. And that, I didn't know it at the time, but it was embedded in the back of my mind. And not only feeling abandoned at that time, but being picked on to say that you ain't gonna never be shit. And I thank him for that because he planted a seed in me that says you got to go the extra mile. And the extra mile was worth it.
Right. Yeah, so, I have a similar story, not the same situation, but basically, when someone tells you can't do something, so we can either be pissed at them or not, and then we can look at the silver lining, and the silver lining, as Zelda has pointed out so eloquently, is that it drove her to be the human that she is today, which is remarkable and amazing, right? And so, and the things that happened to me, we're not going into that today. There's plenty of videos left to do. No worries. Drove me to be the human that I am today. And so here we are today together. You know, we help we do our part to help heal the world and let the world hear us and our stories so they can help heal themselves. Right?
Right.
So
Exactly.
where are you at now with this? I mean, where are you, like, in terms of a trigger with this?
Well,
Is it running you, or are you running it
no,
now?
I'm running it, honey. No. At first, when I first thought about it, when the thought first hit you, it's like, oh, I got to deal with this shit in the back of my mind. Excuse my French. It's there, but it's not there. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, because the memory never leaves.
Yeah.
The trigger goes away. The trigger goes away. The trigger goes away.
Yes. So, okay, so I see how I went from a 10 at the beginning of this experience, and then I went to a 5. And it's like, you know, I hate to sound cheesy and say it's a 0, and I can't say it's a 0, but I can say it's a 1
That's fine.
because the thought is there. But that thought doesn't move me.
Doesn't run you.
It
You're
doesn't
not-
run me.
You're the
Exactly.
dog, not the tail.
Right. Exactly.
You never want to be the
Bow
tail.
wow,
And if you, yeah.
yippee yo, yippee yay.
Yeah, you don't want to be the tail, because the tail has no control.
Right.
Tail's
Don't want to be there. Don't want to be
It
there.
was a really funny face. But so here's why. Here's the other thing. You will be at a 0 where it doesn't trigger you. And what you're going to do is you're going to save this. So we've done 20 minutes today. It's 2 10-minute sessions. And then Zelda's got her writing. And Zelda, what you're going to do is you're going to save this.
Okay.
Of course, yes, you are going to write your book. But meanwhile, you're going to read this again.
Okay.
And you're going to do it on another day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you're going to read it until it's just like, it's kind of
Oh,
like
it's a
a
story.
blip. It's a story. It's a blip.
It's a story.
With no energy around it. No triggers, no energy.
So that's why I feel the way I feel. Because it no longer triggers me.
Yeah,
Because once upon a time it did trigger me.
right.
But that trigger was good because it made me do some things that I didn't like write the books.
So it served you.
It served me.
right.
Okay.
It doesn't serve you anymore.
No, it doesn't. Because I don't need it.
Right. And so then the next thing that you're going to want to look at, and Rome wasn't, built in a day, but the next thing you're going to want to look at is, you were saying that you would procrastinate because you were accustomed to not getting paid.
Yes.
So now if procrastination shows up, you're going to write about what's coming up for you.
Wow.
Because this is just the tip of the iceberg.
This is just a note I got to make to myself. Okay. Okay, yeah, 'cause I do need to write about procrastination.
But this was the root cause.
Oh, okay.
The root cause of your procrastination is you have a story that says that you don't get paid.
Yeah. Wow.
Actually, what you said is that you don't get paid what you're worth.
Yes. That's why one of the reasons why when I was a photographer and people didn't want to pay me, I was okay with it.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I gift people things a lot. There's a distinction to be made, right? Like you and I have like a karmic contract of some sort. I'm not sure exactly.
I like
what-
that,
yeah,
karma
yeah.
contract.
Yeah, for sure. And so we give to each other a lot. And some things we have to do a financial exchange, but a lot of things we're just constantly giving to each other to help each other on our journey,
So as you give, so shall you receive.
right?
Pressed down,
Yeah.
shaken together, and run over. That reminds me of Unity Minister when I was doing photography, working as a photographer, and he asked me what would I charge for the church function, and I told him nothing. And he said, he looked at me really strange, and he said, "What? I'm asking you to come here and film an event. You're a photographer. You've got a camera, and you don't
Well, and
charge
you have to
nothing?"
put food on your table.
Yeah. And I said nothing. And he said, you know what he said to me? He says, "You don't love yourself." And of course I defended it. "What do you mean I don't love myself?" Of course I love myself. No, you don't. If you have a service and you have a skill and you can charge for it and you don't,
Yeah.
maybe I didn't love myself.
Well, I know that I didn't for a long time, and I basically was underpaid, and I was not worthy.
Yeah, undervalued.
Undervalued. But so this changes for people,
Yes.
and I have no problem asking for money now,
Hello.
and you won't either. Because what we're doing is changing the world. So,
Now I have a question.
yeah,
How often can I do this?
great question.
Because I want to get to the procrastination. I want to get that out the way, because I've gotten to a point where when I discovered I had type 2 diabetes, going to the gym was not an issue. And I've never exercised in my life. I got to the gym, no problem. I still do it now, but I can't up until today. As Yana Von Zant would say, until today, recognize where that procrastination came from. That's where it came from.
Yeah, so it's root cause. And by the way, this is, for listening, this is not over. This is just the first layer. It's like an onion.
Peeling back the layers.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's going to get funky up in here.
But to answer your question, how often can you do it? You can do it 10 times a day if you want. You can do it.
Wow.
So I have a lot of food sensitivities and allergies and things like that, most of which I reversed with this BAUD, by the way.
Yeah, I want to get rid of my sugar addiction.
Yeah, you can get rid of
Notice
addiction.
I said mine. I shouldn't have said the word mine. I want to get rid of the sugar. Yeah, so
Yeah,
those are
don't
the-
own that sucker.
Yeah, procrastination
yeah.
and the sugar addiction, yeah.
So I got rid of my sensitivities using the BAUD and the Healy, right? Yeah. So, and each one did a little something different. But what I want to say is that, it was like probably 4 years ago, before I reversed my food sensitivities for the first time, my doctor, Dr. Michelle Kukla, who introduced me to the BAUD, I told her I didn't want to take allergy medicine because I was having hives.
Oh.
I mean, I showed you what I had on my stomach today. That was all over my thighs, all over my legs. So I was breaking out because the toxins had to come out somewhere. And so I have environmental allergies. And so I just put on the BAUD, and sometimes I fell asleep with it on. But the itching went away.
Oh.
Yeah, the
So are you
itching.
saying I can fall asleep with this? And it won't-
I have, yeah. I wake up a couple hours later.
Okay,
It's not going to kill you.
okay,
It's not even going to hurt you.
okay.
It's just going to reset all
All
that.
right.
Thanks, everybody.